Hello, everyone. I am glad to see that you are still writing your plays, or at least are interested in watching me write mine, which is nearly as good. So this is lesson 5, and lesson 5 is about plotting your play. So lesson 1 was the message and the concept. Lesson 2, characterization. In lesson 3, we built up the whole premise of the play. Lesson 4 was deciding which parts of that premise go into the backstory and which parts actually go into the play by finding our point of attack, the point of the play starts. Lesson 5, plotting. And amazingly, thanks to my very, very, very good friend Elise, I have a blackboard now. I know, right? It's literally just like being at normal work. It's fantastic. Okay, so you can have one act as plays and you can have 3 act plays, but ours is going to be a 2 act play. Okay, we can always change that later on if we have to. You can change yours, but this is going to be a 2 act play. As far as I know at the moment, these things do change while you're writing them. So the status quo is the first one here. Now, this is how the actors are when we first meet them, how they are at the point of attack. Okay, so this is going to be Act 1, Scene 1. Okay, Act 1, Scene 1. Now, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Sam and Bobby sitting watching TV in Sam and Danny's living room in Sam and Danny's flat. All I want here is to introduce the characters and get the audience on Sam's side and get them on Bobby's side too. Okay, so that's the very, very, very first scene. Now, next comes the inciting incident. Now, the inciting incident is just what gets the action moving along. And this comes so near the start of the play. So for us, that's going to be Act 1, Scene 2. Okay, for me, this is when Danny comes home unexpectedly and Bobby and Sam are sitting on the sofa watching TV. Okay, it's not going to be a big conflict, but it's going to set the wheels in motion for the rest of the play, and it's going to start to build that tension. Okay, so that's going to be roughly there. Okay, we're talking probably 15% through the play in terms of the timings. Now, this act is going to end with the main confrontation, which is where Danny tries to intervene in the relationship. Now, because of that, the scenes between the inciting incident and that confrontation, they just have to basically pack in all the plot to take us up to that point. So scene 3, Act 1, Scene 3, that could be Sam and Danny talking about the finances and Danny starting to plan to buy his flat and Sam thinking about whether he can afford to stay living in the flat and being upset that his settled life, his plans are all starting to unravel. Scene 4 will have Bobby then moved in and a kind of mostly comfortable domestic bliss between the two of those, between Sam and Bobby having been established, still with the tension there from Danny's presence. Scene 5 is going to have the cracks beginning to show in their relationship and Sam thinking that that's Danny's fault. And then scene 6 will be that confrontation. So we're probably talking about 60% maybe of the way through the play here. Okay, will be that confrontation with Danny saying that Bobby is basically just using Sam. So curtain comes down then on Act 1. When the curtain comes up and Act 2 opens, we're going to start with Act 2, Scene 1. Now, Act 2, as you can tell, is going to be much shorter. We're talking about the last 40%, 35, 40%. In Act 2, Scene 1, Danny is going to say that his flat purchase is going through and that he won't be signing for another year in the current flat. In Act 2, Scene 2, Sam is going to desperately try to keep Bobby happy, but nothing's going to seem to be working, okay? In Act 2, Scene 3, that is where we finally have our climax. So we're really, really towards the very end of the play now. We're probably 85% of the way in as far as timings go when Act 2, Scene 3 starts, and it's going to take us really right up nearly to the end of the play. Danny's going to buy his flat. Sam's going to sign for another year on the flat in the hope that he can still live there with Bobby and it'll all be all right. And then just after that, Bobby will tell Sam that they've met someone else. And crucially, the audience is going to find that out before Sam signs the lease. The audience is going like, no, don't do it. We'll try to make it a pantomime then. Act 2, Scene 4. There's nothing wrong with a pantomime. It could be a pantomime. I don't know why I said that. Act 2, Scene 4 is going to be the resolution, okay? And that's just, in this case, and we just need to tie up all the loose ends. In this case, it's just going to be a short conversation in the flat between Sam and Danny, and all Sam's plans have unraveled. And as the curtain comes down, he's going to be in a pretty awful position. So what I'd love for you to do now is to plot out your own plays. I need you to have a status quo. How does it start? What's the situation that we find those characters in at the start? We need to have an inciting instance. We need to have something that gets it moving. We need to have that confrontation at the end of Act 1. We need to have a climax right towards the end of the play, and we need to have some kind of resolution. You don't have to have the same number of scenes as I have or anything like that. To be honest, mine are almost certainly going to change. But you do need to have these 5 key parts in your play. There are others. You'll find loads of information. Probably loads of people, would say this is not. Well, it certainly isn't an exhaustive list of all the things that you could have in your play. But I think that we're going to be able to write a pretty good play. Just worrying about these 5 aspects. Just worry about having your status quo, your inciting incident, your confrontation, your climax, and then your resolution. Okay. Good luck, and let me know how you get on. Thank you very much. Stay safe.